Just when we thought Max Verstappen and Red Bull were unstoppable in the 2023 season, the Singapore Grand Prix successfully delivered a brutal reality check. Carlos Sainz claimed victory for Ferrari, ending Max Verstappen's impressive streak of 10 consecutive wins. This unexpected win not only halted Red Bull's quest for an unbeaten season, beginning with the absence of any Red Bull cars in Q3 during the qualifying session, but also marked a significant moment for New Zealand's Liam Lawson, who secured his first championship points. So, let's unpack the events and consequences of the thrilling race in Singapore, with a special focus on the remarkable performance of Liam Lawson. The podium was completed by McLaren's Lando Norris in second place and Mercedes' Lewis Hamilton in third. The race was quite close, with Sainz securing victory by a mere 0.812 seconds at the checkered flag. This marked the first time Red Bull had been kept off the podium since the Brazilian Grand Prix in November of the previous year. As the dust settled in Singapore, it became clear that the Marina Bay Street circuit didn't quite suit the requirements of RB19. The troubles in Red Bull's performance became apparent during the qualifying session, where it came as a massive shock to most that the Red Bull cars were notably absent from Q3. This was a stark contrast to their dominant performances throughout the season. But what is even more surprising was that the man responsible for keeping Max Verstappen out of Q3 was none other than Red Bull's academy driver, Liam Lawson. While the focus was on the frontrunners, 21-year-old Liam Lawson, a rising star from New Zealand, quietly made his presence felt. Stepping in for Daniel Ricciardo after the Australian's hand injury during the Dutch Grand Prix weekend, Lawson had big shoes to fill. Despite a challenging start that saw him lose a couple of positions, Lawson secured a strong 9th-place finish for AlphaTauri, earning his first championship points and also chalked up the team's highest finish of the season. Although this is a major achievement, considering that it was only his third race, the 21-year-old New Zealander managed to find fault in his performance last weekend. "I need to sort these starts because it's 2 weekends in a row now that I've lost 2 spots off the line, and it's just making our life more difficult," Lawson told Sky Sports Television. "Honestly, it's 2 slots, and around here you can't overtake," he added, having started 10th and 1 spot ahead of Red Bull's double world champion and championship leader Max Verstappen. Driving Daniel Ricciardo's AT04, Lawson's final flying lap in Q2 pushed Verstappen out of the top 10. This achievement marked Lawson's first entry into Q3 in F1. But the question that arises is, at what cost? According to a report by Auto, Motor and Sport, as seen on Twitter, it appears that Liam Lawson might be paying the price for upsetting Verstappen during the qualifying session. Reports suggest that AlphaTauri is gearing up to renew contracts for both Daniel Ricciardo and Yuki Tsunoda for the 2024 season. This development has several implications. Firstly, despite his minor setback, Ricciardo is set to continue driving for AlphaTauri in 2024, securing his place in the team. Secondly, this news implies that Lawson will have to wait for another year to secure a drive in the Premier class if he chooses to do so with AlphaTauri. This delay in his Formula One journey might force Lawson to reconsider his not-yet stance regarding his future in the sport. This news also has significant implications for another driver whose future had been uncertain until now, Sergio Perez. The Mexican driver's relationship with Max Verstappen and Red Bull took a dramatic turn after the 2022 Brazilian GP, but tensions had been simmering for a while. At the beginning of the 2023 season, Perez, especially after winning 2 races, confidently declared his intention to challenge for the championship. However, as the season progressed, his championship challenge dwindled, and his future with Red Bull became uncertain. The threat of Daniel Ricciardo potentially joining Red Bull added further pressure to Perez's situation. Now that Ricciardo is set to extend his contract with AlphaTauri for 2024, Perez can breathe a sigh of relief. This development may give Perez the boost he needs to go all out and fight for the championship in his last contractual season with Red Bull. While the outcome remains uncertain, Perez will have nothing to lose in 2024, making him a wild card in the championship battle. And now, let's talk about Carlos Sainz's smooth victory, which undoubtedly stole the spotlight of the weekend. The Singapore Grand Prix witnessed a tightly fought race, with Carlos Sainz emerging as the unexpected hero. Sainz, also known as the smooth operator, lived up to his nickname by displaying strategic brilliance throughout the race. Starting from pole position, Sainz showed that he doesn't just have exceptional driving skills in his arsenal, but he's also skilled in strategy. He managed his tyres brilliantly, keeping the field close enough to prevent other drivers from entering the pit stop window. The race took a dramatic turn on the final lap when Mercedes' George Russell, equipped with fresher medium tyres, crashed while in third place. This unforeseen incident propelled Lewis Hamilton to the final podium position and also earned him the fastest lap of the race. As Russell said, "I think we were half a car's length from winning the race had I got past Lando when I had the opportunity. I think we would have been able to get past Carlos. Then just the last lap, a millimetre lapse of concentration and game over." Carlos Sainz expressed his elation at the victory, celebrating his second career win for Ferrari, the first since Silverstone in the previous year. Sainz also played a crucial role in supporting his former teammate, Lando Norris, by allowing him to stay within the drag reduction system, DRS, range, effectively fending off the chasing Mercedes cars. "We nailed the race. We did everything we had to do. We did it perfect. And we brought home a P1 that I'm sure all Italy and Ferrari is going to be proud and happy today. A safety car forced us to pit even earlier than we wanted, and I knew it was going to be a long stint and hard. It was just quite tight at the end. But we gave Lando a bit of DRS to help him, and in the end, we made it P1. Sainz's victory also marked Ferrari's first win since July 2021, when Charles Leclerc triumphed in Austria. The joy and pride in the Ferrari camp were palpable as the team celebrated this significant achievement. Meanwhile, the double world champion Verstappen, who started in 11th place under the floodlights, secured a 5th place finish with his Mexican teammate and closest rival, Sergio Perez, who won in Singapore last year, finishing in 8th. Red Bull had been on an impressive streak of 15 consecutive victories until Sunday, but it became apparent that their winning streak was in jeopardy as the Singapore circuit, much like Monaco, presents a significant challenge for overtaking. Of course, no team has ever managed to win every race in a season with more than 10 rounds, but Red Bull certainly seemed capable of achieving this until their performance setback in Singapore. Despite Verstappen extending his lead in the drivers' standings, the gap is not enough for him to secure the championship title in the upcoming Japanese Grand Prix. Hamilton, on the other hand, climbed to 3rd in the standings, overtaking Fernando Alonso. In the constructors' standings, Mercedes have reduced Red Bull's lead, postponing their coronation as champions for at least another race weekend. The safety car made an appearance during lap 20 when Logan Sargent's Williams hit the wall. This prompted the Ferraris to pit, while Red Bull chose to stay out, a decision that would later prove costly as Verstappen and Perez slipped down the field after their subsequent pit stops. As we all know by now, the only constant in F1 is unpredictability, and Lawson's future hangs in the balance as he navigates the consequences of his standout performance in Singapore. With the championship battle still ongoing, F1 continues to deliver unparalleled excitement, so stay tuned for the upcoming races and subscribe to our channel for more such content.